What are hard times good for? We hear that in a lot of wisdom books or from a lot of philosophers that hard times are necessary for life. But what does that mean and why is it so? First of all, when you have hard times, you are forced to see things from a different perspective because your previous perspective is not working anymore. That's why you have this uncomfortable um, feelings and thoughts and situation that you are in. So you're forced to see the thing that you were seeing for a long time in the same way from another way because it's not working anymore, it's not serving you anymore. So mostly hard times come from constant ways of living from before. Sometimes it can also happen, obviously, that you have a hard thing suddenly out of nowhere. That's also gonna force you to see your life, yourself from a different perspective because your perspective of the world is gonna get shaked, so you can imagine yourself like somebody holding you and like shaking you from your reality. So you're seeing the same things from a different view. Why is that good? Because sometimes we are so deep in our ways of seeing things that we keep doing things that are not serving us or even like making us suffer and the people around us. So that helps to see other ways of living, other ways of existing. Also, what you recognize is, especially when somebody that is close to you dies, for example, that can be a really hard time. But with that, you also realize that everything is temporary. Your life as well, and everybody that comes and goes into your life is temporary. And that will help you to be in life with a different perspective, with a different intention. And maybe you will not take life too seriously anymore, or just the right amount of seriousness. Maybe you also will realize what is actually important in your life. Who is important, what is important, and why, more and more. And with that, obviously, you also realize where the worth comes from. Like, what does it mean if you don't have that anymore in your life? And I mean, hopefully, that doesn't mean that you're gonna clinch into it more. I hope so. It affect you in the way that you now just are more grateful for those things, but you also realize that it's gonna fade away one time because you're gonna fade away. I know sometimes people think, but that's not a good thing because when there's no stability, like what can I trust on? For me, I can trust on that specific moment. It has all the answers, it has all the questions, it even has all the perspectives. But I understand it doesn't make sense sometimes. Sometimes we still like we live in the future, we live in the past, and we're like just doing something to get something, just doing something to so time flies, like time goes, but like we don't realize that the moment, one moment after another, is everything that we got, like literally everything. So every moment, for example, with your loved ones, for example, while doing what you love to do, for example, in nature, or doing something that seems to have some kind of worth, is so valuable. And you realize that mostly with hard things that happen to you. You lose something, you lose somebody, you lose yourself, you're another person now, or you lose some kind of body part or something like that. It can be everything. And then, through that delusion from what your reality was before, you see through the illusions more. And you start to ask the right questions. What am I doing that for? who am I with and why, what is actually important in my life for myself, am I able to do it, can I trust on myself, what can I do to trust myself more, what are the right actions, etc. And the interest of coming closer to the truth of who you are gets more. Not only like you yourself as a identity that you have, because your identity is also fading away. It's also like, what does it mean to be a human being? You start to ask the right questions more and more. And I know our world is so like designed that we, even when we ask those questions, we can get trapped in different ways. For example, dogmatic religions. It's just another trap. I'm not saying that religions per se are bad or always wrong or something. I also believe that most of the religions, I mean the biggest ones, they have a lot of truth in it. The prophets were not telling wrong things, but like we made stories about it. We made dogmatic things about it. So the capitalistic world that we're living, we made stories about it to control people. So it's another trap. But if you actually listen to what's going on inside here and not listen to this or that religion, you're gonna see that there's so much truth. And you're gonna ask more and more questions about that. And obviously with that you also realize more and more what you are meant to do, why and what not. Because from the beginning you're asking the right questions, you're also getting lead. When you start to ask the right questions, you also will get the answers, because then your focus is somewhere else. Your perspective is different. And with all of that, you also are more open to take risks, because you see that there's not really risks that you're taking. You're just more ready to go after the truth, to go after what is really important. And then you realize from all the things that you didn't do because it was risky, you realize that it was just those illusions that you had in your mind that were telling you what to do and what not. And as much as you realize that these are illusions, not the truth, you're ready to make other steps and other actions. You're gonna be able to do harder things, to come out of your misery, to come out of the situation that you are, because you realize life is meant to do hard things. Like it is not meant to be just like really chill all the time and easy and comfortable. It's also not gonna serve you, you know. But I want to say the most important thing to the end: although hard things will happen to everybody, in the end, as you see, not everyone is like strong and authentic and independent and free and liberated and happy and peaceful and loving. Most of the people are not, actually. Although most people, they learn somehow some things, but like most of the people don't make the best of the hard things. Because why? Because they're distracting themselves. They're not ready to feel and see what's going on inside. They're not ready to take the lesson out of the hard times, take the gift out of the hard times, because we are too afraid. Maybe also we are not honest enough to see what lead to what's happening right now, if it was under our control. If it's not, also, or just our perspectives, like how we see things, like to reflect on that, you know. We are sometimes not honest enough. So all of these things will only happen, or you will open a channel that it can, like, or a space that it can happen, and obviously with your effort as well. That's the most important thing. Only if you don't distract yourself through those hard times, if you let it teach you what it has to teach you. Thank you so much for listening. My name's Ece. I love to talk about things that help me in my journey called life, my perspectives, my thoughts about certain things. If you like that kind of stuff, if it gave you any kind of worth, let me know in the comments, and subscribe my channel to not miss any further content. See you the next time. Bye.